So let's talk about you, Rico. This is the time of the show where we talk about you for a minute. And, we want to know, what are you working on lately?
Well, let me tell you, Brian. Excuse me. I'm only allowed to talk about it once. And then I can never talk about it again. But
this is the best interview we've ever done.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Nice. Anyway, but let's why not? Let's talk about you for a minute, Rico, shall we? Since we already teased it. You are doing lots of cool things. First of all, if people recognize Rico, you obviously know him as the Mocklin Doctor in the Orville.
How could you not recognize that?
And,
Probably more than Boros, but because you can see still my mouth structure.
What's Boros?
Boros was a character in Star Trek Renegades. Yeah.
Ryan, you didn't know that? Didn't you produce that movie?
Yeah, that's where we met. But I wanted him to explain.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek Renegades.
I thought you were losing your memory.
Yeah, no.
Maybe you quantum leapt.
He's doing that.
I quantum slept. I quantum slept through this episode. Rico, you're quite the character actor. You've done a lot of aliens. You've been a Siphon called Boros. You've been a Mocklin Doctor in the Orville. You've been a Vulcan in Star Trek Horizon. Am I missing any?
Well, just recently at this little thing called Virtual TrekCon. Maybe you've heard about it. Probably not.
Right. It was so good. You were a Klingon.
Yeah. I was a Klingon. I was made up as a Klingon, which added to my prosthetic resume. Thanks to yourself and
Scott Baker and Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and Mr. Tom Supernant, Emmy Award-winning makeup artist that did you up and made you look like an actual real Klingon.
Yeah.
Were you worried that he was going to make you up like a 60s Klingon and just be like, you already got a goatee. You're all set. Here's a gray,
right, I know.
Here's a gray sweater. There you go.
I think I'm good on this end. Yeah. I'd be the first Klingon with a fro, but hey, IDIC. So, no, I was actually, Klingons are my favorite Star Trek aliens.
Your favorite meat?
Exactly. The other way meat.
That's Targ.
Oh, that's right. My bad. No, I've always loved Klingons, and so it was a great time. It was fun, and it was just as professional as I thought it would be because it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. It's one of those things where you wish you could have worn the makeup longer than you did, but it was a beauty, and it was great to go back to that prosthetic world since the last time I did it was the Mocklin Doctor. So.
Yeah, you look perfect. I mean, the after pictures were like spot on. You looked like you belonged, in the brig of the Enterprise D for all your reckless shenanigans.
Just misunderstood. Well, hey, we all hope, as I do as well, to be a part of that universe even more so with a lot of the new Trek projects that are coming out, and really looking forward to all of them, but also being a part of them one day. So yeah.
We're gonna cut that part out.
Okay.
The nice stuff.
You can cut it out. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. You're a good guy.
Not because I like you, but just because I was just too lazy to do any editing.
It's a lot of work.
I do all that on a Sunday, but that's going on, and but yeah, I've done a lot of TV outside of prosthetic work in the form of 2.5 Men, Two Broke Girls. I'm recurring currently on SWAT. I'm on the new Apple TV Plus series Truth Be Told with Octavia Spencer and Ron Cephas Jones from This Is Us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different TV shows and movies, and I'm in the current hit horror film Get Gone with Scream Queen Lynn Shay. So I'm also hosting a talk show with Rochelle Henry and Sasha Krabel called the Lightning Hour.
The Lightning Hour, brand new, right? You just started doing that.
Yeah. We're on our, I believe, 5th episode that we're about to release, and we're a hour-long energy drink for your mind.
Wow.
Great interviews with different people within the industry. A lot of fun, just energetic interviews, and two amazing hosts, and it's a fun time, And it was created in quarantine, and very excited about it.
But what about us people that have high blood pressure and can't drink energy drinks?
Well, that's why we say it's for the mind. We don't encourage actual energy drinks because, they're really not good for you.
No, they're terrible.
Right. So,
diabetes of the mind.
Yeah. That's the Mirror Universe version of the Lightning Hour.
So you said you have 2 great hosts on the Lightning Hour, but if I remember correctly, there are 3 hosts in total. Which is the one that's not great?
Well, I'm great. Maybe I should have said 3. I see what you're doing here, Huff.
I think you should have said 3.
And you're not gonna rope me into this. I will not do it. No, they're all great. I would like to think I'm great. Damn it, I'm great. I'm great too. It's a lot of fun, and it's yeah, man. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and check it out. We have we've already had some amazing guests. We have some really, really amazing future guests, and it's a fun time.
Can you tell us what guests you've had so far?
Sure. We've had Cameron Nino, who is a 16-year-old musician. He can play guitar. He can play violin. He can play a variety of instruments. He's also a producer. He's produced his own EP that came out right before Corona hit, around February or so. Very much involved in the environment and just a social activist as well. And just very, very, very energetic young man as far as his ambitions, his goals, the things he's already accomplished.
16, you say? He's 16 years old?
16, yeah, he's doing all of that.
Oof.
That'll change.
Make me feel inadequate. Yeah.
Wait till he turns 17. No, he's a great young man. We also have, and this is kind of a blast from the past, we also have Paul Anthony from Full Force. If anybody remembers Full Force, they're a group who basically was around in the 80s and the 90s. They were responsible for like Lisa and Cult Jam.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they worked with pretty much everybody in the 90s, including they worked with James Brown, they worked with UTFO, they worked, they had their own music. They worked on, they were as actors, they worked on the movie House Party and with Kid and Play. And so that's a really fun interview. We have some amazing ones coming up as well. So, yeah.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll make sure to include the links for that in the description box below. So everybody go check that out. Make sure you check out and support Rico's new show called The Lightning Hour. What are you guys on? You guys on YouTube and iTunes or what?
Just YouTube for now.
Got it.
So we encourage everybody to please subscribe to our YouTube page. Obviously, follow us on Instagram and as well as Twitter and Facebook. And just for more updates, and you know the drill. Just weekly postings about what's happening, what's been happening, what will be happening, and
what's happening now.
Exactly.
One more question about that podcast, because it sounds so fun and interesting and new. You'd never really done a podcast before as like not one of your own. What have you learned in the last 5 episodes that you didn't expect? Has there been anything that you thought, wow, that was more work than I expected, or did something come up that you'd never considered before?
Myself along with Sasha Kerbal, we both write the script for each episode. And it's a very detailed script because we go through the person's history as an artist, where they're from, what they've done, what they're currently doing. We also focus a lot on what charities they may represent, may support, things like that. A lot of positive stuff. And I have to say that one of the more challenging things is just writing that in the script and putting all that together and just being being aware of those specifics and what questions to ask. We try not to ask a lot of the traditional questions, but people do want to know about those things as well. Where are you from? You know, you played in this TV show. You have this cause. Let's talk about it. And so we like to really show the audience a well-rounded person, and just not only their career, but what they're all about as a human being. And that's very important to our show, to show the humanity in a person as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, writing that script can be a little challenging at times. Besides that, it's been cool. I mean, you know, editing can be a little challenging at times too, because you do have to figure out what to keep, what to take out. You want to account for time and stuff like that. But yeah. So
that's a lot more work than we do.
Yeah.
We just watch TV and talk about it. That's all.
Yeah. We don't even really talk about it sometimes. Sometimes we just say what we think it should be. Like we just, we're like, I'm looking at, I've got pages of notes here. And I'm like, no, that was boring. That was boring. I'm like, let's just talk about what we would have made it. But what do we want? I mean,
so the whole script you wrote just ends up getting thrown out the window, basically.
Yeah. But it's good that you guys do that and you stick with it. It makes it sound very professional, and it probably makes the guests feel really important that you are treating them as an important subject and really diving deep and getting to know them.
Our guests so far, a couple of our guests were very surprised that we delved deep into like their bios and things like that.
Surprised like creeped out, or surprised like compliment?
Yeah, how'd you know about that one incident at the just I don't know if it's just them thinking that it's just yet another interview show where we didn't do our homework per se, which is a little weird to say, but you know, there's a lot of interviewers out nowadays. You know, quarantine has brought a lot of people out of the woodwork as far as, hey, let's create a talk show. And that could easily be in the form of IG Live, which is here I am on top, here's you on the bottom. We're talking about whatever, we're interviewing. And those are great. There's a lot of really cool ones. But I think with some of the interviews, or a couple of the interviews, you just have a couple of the guests who are just surprised that we were, I don't want to say it's professional, but just very thorough with what we're focusing on, which is them, but in the way that we focus on them, the structure in which we execute it. And a lot of that is definitely due to the three of our different personalities. I mean, you have me who I am a Black man of a certain age, I'll say that, who's had his own experiences, life experiences from all different types of life, as an actor, as a Black man growing up in the United States, as an uncle, as a person who just has a few decades of knowledge. You have Sasha Kerbal, who's from Russia, who has a son who used to be a radio personality, and that worldly perspective where we may not know certain things in that respect. Rochelle Henry, who's still a teenager, who an amazing woman who has written and produced and directed her own works, and just has that Gen Z personality and that knowledge of all things Gen Z. So it's like you put all three of us together and you have a lot of different views and, you know, angles and different things that just add on to the show depending on who the character is. And it's just, you know, we can relate in a lot of different ways. And it's just working. And it's fun. It makes for a very interesting conversation inside of the whole conversation itself. So
sounds rad. So we'll be sure to include all that in the description box below, and we'll check it out. And people go subscribe. You know how we said the best thing you could ever do for our channel is just subscribe, hit the bell icon. That's the best thing you could do for Rico's channel too. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? Like 5 seconds of your life. Who cares? Give it a shot.
I'm going to go do it right now. I mean, not
right now.
Not right now.